Hi, I'm Veridiana Maya, and I'm with Student Media. As you can see here, we're at the Center for the Arts for a conversation with Mikhail Gorbachev. Gorbachev is a former Soviet president and Nobel laureate. He was part of the conference 1989, Looking Back, Looking Forward. He will be offering tonight perspective on how the Cold War can be applied to further promote peace and international cooperation today and the future. Later, we will join Monica Gabrielle, who will be interviewing Dr. Eric Shurov, who was influential in bringing Mr. Gorbachev to the conference.
I think given the perspective that Gorbachev brings, it would be particularly fascinating to hear his insights on the current Russian administration, U.S.-Russian relations, and the economic crisis and what Russia can do to recover.
Human beings in a rapidly changing world, and therefore responsibility for the present and for the future requires us to try and give an evaluation, an assessment of what happened, and to learn lessons from what has happened over the past 20 years.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it'll touch on the Sino-Russian relationship, definitely in the current between the, of course, the communist China and now the partly democratic Russia.
When there was a delegation from France in China, the delegation was received by Zhou Enlai, a person who is familiar to many of us. So during that conversation, Zhou Enlai was asked, how do you evaluate the influence of the French Revolution on the world and on China? And without missing a beat, Zhou Enlai replied, it's too soon to tell.
Well, being from Lebanon myself, I would like to hear something about the current positions regarding the Middle East, Lebanon, the independence of Lebanon, and all the interactions now of external forces.
In 1991, at a conference in Madrid, under the co-chairmanship of the presidents of the Soviet Union and the United States, we opened the way to a peace process in the Middle East. I think we must all agree that all of those developments were highly positive. The world was facing new, very positive opportunities. International political leadership is lagging behind the events. Political leaders have used old methods in a new world, and the result is a total failure of governance. We see a kind of chaos and unpredictability in world events. The president, of course, is dealing with a difficult legacy, and all of us have an interest in his success, because if America succeeds in dealing with its crisis, this will affect all nations.
The question I'd like to ask you tonight is, what is your reaction to the emphasis placed on American omnipotence and its negative impact on global cooperation?
Well, first of all, it's not something new in his views. And by the way, from a Russian standpoint, from a Soviet standpoint, in the past, the United States and Russia, United States and China and Europeans and the whole world supposed to find a better way of cooperation and do things, well, to do things together. The perception in the Soviet Union, Gorbachev shared perception, that it didn't happen. And in particular, they with just a lot of just laundry list of things that they didn't like, and one particular was unilateralism in the United States, so understandable position. And second argument, which is in fact shared by many, that this policy is not necessarily has not been successful. So yes, there's some development, some progress, but overall it's a more difficult situation that we had back in the 1990s. So that this is his point of view, and he maintained his point of view. And don't forget, Gorbachev has always been a person who introduced the concept of new thinking, meaning that he denounced communist, conservative, religious, and other values as the vehicle of history, saying that must be universal values. And we must share universal values of peace, justice, cooperation, and equality. And this is his position, and it's kudos to him. He continues to maintain his view, and I think it's a winning point of view.
Perhaps this ties into this question, but what steps do you think need to be taken in order to focus on a demilitarization of international politics, as mentioned by Mikhail Gorbachev tonight?
Well, certainly it's a dialogue, mutual dialogue and contacts, and we can criticize, we can talk about whether we talk to enemies or to our enemies or not, but at least we can try. We can try, and without dialogue, without the multilateral dialogue, we will not reach any substantial progress forward. And this is a perhaps first step, because without talking, we're not moving forward. So at least we can try and move on. But without that, so we'll be stalled and things get worse.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shreve.
You're very welcome.